Meet Christine Phillips with Bon Voyage Christine.
Bon Voyage Christine is a full-service travel advising business. And I say advising because I don't only sell travel. I say full service because when you reach out to me, from the moment you reach out to me to have your complimentary discovery call, I help you figure out what it is you want to do. You don't even have to really know where you want to go. You just have to have some kind of idea, like, I want to take a trip. And then I start asking you questions about, well, what kind of trip do you want? What do you like to do? What is your vibe that you want from your vacation? Because all of those questions are important. It helps me figure out, listen, this person doesn't just want to go to Hawaii. No, they want to participate in the hike up to the volcano. Or maybe they want to do a little bit of that, but they want to have some days in there where they can just lay out by the property that has an amazing pool and just relax for a couple of days. But no, you know what? Then they want to do some jet skiing. Then they want to maybe go into a cultural village to experience, how they live. And so I want people to truly experience travel and not just go somewhere and just be.
First and foremost, thank you very much, Christine Phillips. I am Angela Thompson with ArKAngel Enterprises, and it is my honor to welcome you here today as we honor you and her stories as part of Women History Month. And we are both members of Romeo and Vega chapter of Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and we also serve on the Youth Leadership Institute Committee together. Miss Christine is an amazing person. She is so dedicated. She really works with our youth, and if she says that she is going to do something, she is committed to doing it. And so over time, through her love for travel, she is now in the travel business with her own company. Miss Christine, I am going to turn it over to you to share a little bit about what inspired you to start your company.
My business name is Bon Voyage Christine, and the name came before the business. It just naturally grew out of what I love to do, because I'm always gone. I'm always traveling somewhere. So over the years of me traveling, people would reach out to me on social media, people that I follow, friends, family, or just anybody that follows me on social media would reach out to me and ask me questions about travel, ask me, can I help them do this? Can I help them do that? And it naturally just snowballed into me wanting to really see what I could do with this love of travel, right? I wanted to make it my everyday because I love it. But more importantly, I wanted people to be able to experience travel the way I experience travel, what makes me really love it, right? And so I started looking it up, like, how can I start a travel business? And doing my research and reading a lot and getting into different spaces. And so what I thought for a long time that would be impossible, the push and pull of starting anything new to really make it stand up as a business, it was a struggle. But I pushed through it, and I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. I've talked about this for a long time. I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Tell me some of the exciting places that you've been.
Oh gosh. I've been to Jordan. Jordan was an amazing trip. To the lost city of Petra, visiting there, the city of Amman, to the Dead Sea, visiting there and swimming in the Dead Sea. I've been to Egypt to see the pyramids, and I've been to Luxor to see the Sphinx, and Europe, Italy, of course, Rome. My favorite country to visit is Turkey. Anyone that knows me knows how much I love Turkey. I love the culture, the people. I can't even describe. One of the best experiences I've had was when we did the hot air balloon in Cappadocia in Turkey. You can do hot air balloon in other countries too, but there was just something very different and authentic about doing it in Cappadocia, and then just seeing the colors as the sun comes up, as the sun rises, and the different colors from the balloons and the fire as they pump the heat into the balloon. There's just something magical about it, and so for me, that was one of the best experiences I've ever had, and that's saying a lot.
Wow, that underscores your why, your passion for doing this, wanting to share what you have experienced firsthand, and I would suspect somewhat gives you a different lens in terms of how you see life, how you live your life, knowing how other people live theirs, and bringing it full circle. When you travel, do you get the most out of your experience when you travel, maybe with yourself or your husband or with a larger group?
So I get the most out of my experience when I travel with my husband. We do a lot of travel together. We do some travel with our daughters, but him and I do a lot of travel together. And so a little bit of background to that is that it kind of all started 14 years ago. I planned our honeymoon, and we did Florence and Paris. And I planned that, and then it became a thing of, hey, every year for our anniversary, how about we celebrate it by taking a trip? And so, we started closer to home. We did Puerto Rico, we did Costa Rica, and then from there, it kind of snowballed into, well, how about we add on another trip at some point in time in the year? And then, and it just became a thing. But it's important for us because it's our time to connect as a couple. We do, there's at least one trip a year where it's just me and him. We go, we have a good time, we reconnect, we do whatever we do, and we come back refreshed. And so we do that. And so I enjoy it when it's me and him. When I do a group trip, it's typically to a place that I've already been. And I go and I research the space, I research hotels, I research activity. I like to get a feel and a texture for the people and navigation of that country and, wherever it is I go, so that when I come back and I have a client saying, hey, I want to do a safari to Tanzania. I want to go to Zanzibar. I can say, okay, I got it all planned for you. I know how it works. I've done it. I've experienced it. I've worked with these people. And so here it is. And so I'm better able to inform my clients on what it is they're going to get from their trip, what they can look forward to. And I'm able to troubleshoot anything that can come up and foresee any issues that can arise. So hands down, it's always to travel with my husband, but I love a good group trip.
I understand that. I am eager, honestly, to go on a trip with you because I could see the excitement that you have. To see life outside of our particular area is also a form of self-care. Yes. And to be able to experience that through the lens of someone like yourself that is passionate about it. You know what to ask for, you know what to look for.
Thank you for bringing that up. Stick a pin in that because that is the one thing people will say, oh, well, why should I hire a travel agent? Or why should I hire a travel advisor? Well, you can't pay .com to care.
Exactly.
They can't care. The person on the end of that phone line doesn't care about your experience. They don't care about what kind of vibe it is. They don't care about the time and effort that you took into planning this trip. They don't care about why you're on that trip at the end of the day. They don't care. Right. Me, on the other hand, I'm here to care. I'm here to care from the moment you say, hey, Christine, I want to hire you to plan this trip. And I'm here to care till the moment you come back from your trip, because I'm going to follow up with you and see what your experience was, right? I want to know how you felt about your trip, how you felt about the experiences that you got, so that I can be able to better help the next client or help you the next time around you want to take a trip for your again. So,
and because you've traveled so much yourself, you have a baseline of, even though if you are not going per se on each trip that your client goes on, you have enough of your own personal experience to know even what to ask for, what to look for, how to troubleshoot.
The partnerships that I have with my consortia, I am a member of the largest luxury consortia, one of the largest luxury consortias in the world, and that's Virtuoso. My partnership with Virtuoso, the relationships that we have with different suppliers and hotelers and restaurants and tour operators, the relationships we have with them, when they see, hey, this is a Virtuoso advisor that's reaching out to me, they're punching my clients to the front of the line. Why? Because they know, hey, these are people who are going to come back, right? Not because they're going to spend more money. They're already spending money, right? They're already spending the money for the trip, but they understand repeat business. They understand higher end customers. So any clients of my clients that book with me with a Virtuoso hotel or partner, they get added benefits that they won't be able to get from booking themselves or just booking online with any random operator. I say to people, I may not always save you $1. However, I will add value to the $1 that you are going to spend.
Isn't that something?
So you may come to me and say, hey, we want to stay, we want to go to the Amalfi Coast and we want to stay in this little villa, whatever. And okay, I saw it online for, and I'm making up a number, $600 a night. Why should I book with you as opposed to them? Well, you could book with them. You can go online and book with .com or whatever they're called, and that's fine. However, you book with me for that same $600, I'm going to get you breakfast every day. I'm going to get you an automatic room upgrade. I'm going to get you added amenities such as early check-in, late checkout, benefits as far as, like fruit baskets in your room every day. They know you personally. They make every effort to make sure that, hey, this client is coming from a virtual advisor, right? They're coming from Voyage Pristine. And so this is a VIP client. We will meet every demand that they have and make sure that they have a perfect stay. That is the difference, right? That is the difference. So,
that is a big difference.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about price. I know it varies depending on where you're going, when you go, and how you get there. But regardless of the price, it's all you have to pay for your entertainment. Any advice on folks that may not think that they can afford travel, whether it be out of state or in state, do you have a way that they can pay in installments over time? And certainly if they come with a group, I'm sure it'll be cheaper because now you've got volume.
Yes.
What is the best advice that you have to help people to make this a priority and to go ahead and invest in their self-care and to go on some much needed travel?
It is. Definitely start early. Don't wait till
and when you say early, let's talk about how early.
For example, I started working in July of last year for a 50th birthday celebration, the group trip that some friends are taking, celebrating her 50th birthday. I started working in July for a trip that's happening at the end of June.
Okay, about a year in advance.
About a year in advance. I started working on that. Some people, if you have, you don't have as much flexibility and, it's 6 months out, that's fine. But if you want to make payments, if you want to set things up so it's a little bit more affordable for you and the sting of putting down the money doesn't hurt all at once, starting early is what works. There are plenty of options. There are a lot of suppliers out there, depending on your situation. You come to me and say, hey, I want to do this. I want to make payments. Depending on where you want to go, how much it is you want to spend, there are a lot of suppliers out there who will allow you to make payments on your trip. And so when we talk, and I try to figure out what is the best option for you and what suits your budget. I also have partnership with Uplift, which is a platform. Uplift is very popular. You can make payments on it. So what it is, you say, hey, I want to use Uplift to make payments. Uplift steps in. You fill out the paperwork with them. I don't have anything to do with that. I just tell them, hey, this is the client. This is how much the cost of their trip is going to be. They work it out with you. Once you're approved, they'll send me a confirmation. Uplift will cover the entire purchase of the trip. You work on paying Uplift back. Even after your trip has happened, you just continue to work with them and pay them. There are many options of payment plan. They're very flexible, and I actually like it. So I offer it to clients who would like to have everything paid up before they even leave for their trip, or maybe a little bit after their trip has come and gone.
That is extremely helpful as well, because it gives you an outside avenue, outside of your immediate finance structure, to go ahead and to put funds aside directly for what you need to do in terms of your happiness, your self-care, and just, overall experiences. In terms of preparation, we talked about, planning ahead, certainly making sure that the plans is not just about setting aside funds. It's about the whole prep and knowing where you want to go, making sure all of the arrangements can be made. But let's talk also about the need for a visa or a passport, making sure that the documents are in place and what people have to have, because you don't want to go, 3 months in and find out now you have to race to go and get your passport updated. It may be expiring. Let's talk about other preparation that is needed in order for folks to have a really good experience.
Yeah, so one of the things when a client comes to me and says, yeah, I want to go Jordan.
Okay.
The very first thing I ask, do you have your passport? When does it expire? And not only do I ask that question, before I book any airfare, I need you to send me a copy of the information page, and it goes into my system, which is password protected and all of that. I need to see a copy of that to make sure it's valid before I purchase anything. people will tell me, oh, this is my name for my passport. And then when I get a copy of it, I see the name is spelled differently. Maybe the middle name is not on the and airlines are very funny. Passport agencies are they're very specific. So things like that. Because of the service that I offer, I don't want anyone to ever get to the airport and realize that, oh, they need a visa for something, or their name is misspelled on the document, because it's costly, right? And so I make it my business to research all of that information and prep my client in advance before they go. I will even research what the mileage is for you to get from your airport to your hotel. Because why? I want to give you the best option of how you're going to get to your airport. Yes, I can arrange transfer for you from the airport to your hotel. It may not be the most cost effective. You paid me, so it doesn't behoove me to nickel and dime you for every cent, or for you to spend even more money unnecessarily. I will say to you, hey, listen, I can reserve a transfer for you. That's fine. It's nothing for me to do that. However, it's cheaper for you to call an Uber, or it's cheaper for you to use this app called Grab in East Asian countries, because it's pennies on a dollar for you to get to your destination. So those are the things that I offer to my clients. It's not like I said, it's not just me booking hotel and airfare for you. It's me knowing everything about this place that you want to go and how I can make your experience a little bit more comfortable and easier. If you need shots for wherever you're going, I'm going to prepare you for that. I'm going to tell you, hey, you need this information. You need to go ahead and get it done and give me copies so I can verify that you've done it. I will keep you on a time schedule.
This is awesome. You mentioned something about money earlier, and so I know we go into different countries and there's a currency exchange. Do you go through an education process to help people to understand how their dollar works in different countries? And also, same question for language barriers. Do you offer translators, or do you find translators where people can feel at ease when they try and navigate through uncharted territories?
Yeah, so I will talk to my clients about everything and prepare them about everything from currency exchange all the way to what internet or phone service are you going to be using in these countries. I would prepare them for it and give them options, and I would refer things to them. I don't make any money off of any of this. This is information that I've used myself over the years that I've gathered, and I will share my experiences with them. So as far as money or language or anything, like, the best way, first of all, people speak English. I've realized a lot of countries around the world, the people speak English. And the ones where they don't, you know what they have for that? Google Translator. Google Translator app is your friend. You can literally take your phone and put it on a language and it would translate it for you. You can type in what you want to say in your language, and then it will convert it to whatever the language is that you need it converted to, and you can show it to them. It will speak it to them. I've used it recently. Most recently, we went to Chile. I used it in Chile. It's easy to do. I use it. Every time I travel, I use it. So, things like that, I will always prepare my client. And that's something that typically will happen like at the 2-month mark out before they leave for a trip. And then again at the 30-day mark out before they leave for a trip. And then I always give them a little packet of information that they can have. Some people like tangible things. Yes. So I always put it on there. So we go through a prep. I will not leave you hanging. You will be very prepared for your trip.
We talked a lot about trips that are abroad, outside of the United States. Do you also plan trips within the United States?
Yes, I do. To be honest, I don't get a lot of folks who want to plan trips within the United States. And maybe it's because they feel like it's home and it's easier to navigate. But the U.S. has a lot of little nooks and gems of property. The U.S. is vast. Yeah. And it's beautiful. And so there are little inns and villas. And when I say little, I'm not speaking little in terms of size. No, I'm saying little in terms of boutique, right? Boutique, not size, just they're not part of a conglomerate, right? Yes. And so you get even more personal feelings. There are ranches in wine country in Texas and in Florida and Chattanooga. I mean, there's so many beautiful properties. I have a wealth of knowledge of these places because I invest my time in learning about what's out there, meeting with different property managers so I can be able to sell their property to other people. I mean, it is a business. So I get invites for a lot of places, and come and check out this place and let us know, so you can refer to your clients and stuff like that. So it's all part of the business. I invest my time to learn about things so that I can better help my clients.
Wow, it sounds like everybody owes themselves an opportunity to work with you and go somewhere just for the experience alone of what you have to offer, because it's stressful to plan your own trips and to have to think of everything. And because you love to do it, you're doing it so often in so many different places, you get to see it all. So you take the stress away and help to fill in the gaps we may not even think about until we're somewhere. And then we're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that, right? You're doing it well in advance. And especially if we're going outside of the country, and trying to experience new things. Our ultimate goal is just to have that experience. It's not to have to deal with all of the things that you take care of for us. So kudos to you for doing that. Do you have any trips that you're planning that anybody can go to that are coming up in the future?
Yeah, actually, I do. So this is for 2025 because I want to give people a lot of time to, make payments on this trip. I'm actually going to be doing my group trip to Turkey. I'm finally going to be doing it August 2025. I'm still working on a couple of tweaks here and there on it, but I plan to have it live and posted by the end of May. By the end of May, it'll be out there. But again, it's going to be August. It's going to be in the first 2 weeks of August for about 10 to 12 days. Still kind of nailing that down. And I want people to experience Turkey the way I experienced Turkey. Head over to my website and sign up for my mailing list. And once you sign up for that, right, you will get the information. As soon as it's live, it's going to go out to everyone on my mailing list first. So I'm going to offer those people first base choice on booking seats. And then I will also open it up to the larger public. But I'm going to give my clients who are booking with me first preference, first dibs on the seats. So
I love that. I love that. Any final words for our future travelers out there that are going to come and ask you to book a trip with them, or just anybody that's kind of on the fence about, should I book this trip for myself or should I not? How do I reconcile that with all of my other financial obligations? Any final tips that you have for us?
Just do it.
Like Nike. Just do it. Just like Nike.
Just like Nike said, just do it. I mean, if you need my help, certainly just go onto my website. I have my calendar up there. You can select a time for us to sit and talk. There's no pressure. It costs you nothing. And we can go from there. I mean, the world is safe. I know sometimes we are afraid to step out of our comfort zone, but I promise you, there is no country that I've been to where I have ever felt unsafe. Where the people feel like the people are not welcoming. The people are very welcoming. They love to see other people come into their countries. I mean, as a matter of fact, they thrive off the tourism, right? This is how the people other countries make their living. And so they thrive off of it. So the world is your oyster. I want people to experience it, but I want you to experience it in a particular way. I want you to come back with memories that you can give to your children, you can give to your grandchildren, you can pass that story down. I want you to truly travel, not just go somewhere and just skim the surface or just say, oh yeah, I went and that's that. No, I want you to come back with memories. I want to help you build lasting memories for your travel, because that's the thing that's going to make you want to go back again and again. Thank you so much, Angela, for having me. I love what you're doing. This is fun. I really appreciate you giving me the platform to speak about this.
Everyone, welcome and meet my friend and now yours, Christine Phillips.